Welcome, sexy people from all over the internet. This is Stories from the Van, the show where I talk about weird shit that has happened to me. In my van. This dude is Shane. Let me paint you a picture. Four men, their hopes very high, gonna go into the studio for the first time in their young lives. They're about 16, 17, tops. It's a February morning, sun's out, probably like, I don't know, 40, 45 degrees. It's beautiful. There's not even a cloud in the sky, but you can see your breath. So, here's where it begins. We get in our van. Number one thing you gotta do, you gotta get gas. We notice we're approaching E, and we don't want to be driving and run out of gas. So, we head to the gas station. And for some context here, the speedometer on this van was already broken. That's gonna come into play. It's gonna be very important. Alright, so, we get to the gas station. I'm going to call my drummer Q-Tip. I'm not going to use his real name. So Q-Tip, the one driving the van, he parked and we're about to get gas. He put, I'll call him Fezwick. He put him in charge of watching the gas gauge to, see how much we filled up, see if we filled up, whatever. He's like, yeah, dude, I got it, as he blindly stares at his phone. And Q-Tip is going to go inside the gas station and get some tea for the long trip. So, while this is happening, I notice in the back of the van that someone put the cooler in upside down, and it is leaking all over our gear, which is probably about $4,000 worth of equipment. This is not good. So I get out and I'm trying to reorganize, blah, 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 get that whole thing situated. So Q-Tip comes back out. He goes to Fezwick, who was supposed to be watching the gas gauge. He said, "Is it filled?" He looks up. He sees $35, which isn't a lot for a van, but regardless, he sees $35 and it's stopped. And he said, well, yes, it's filled. We're ready to go. So we're like, all right, we're really excited. Get back in the van. Start booking it to Westchester. We notice when we start our trip, though, that the gas gauge is still on E. Well, how could this be? We filled it. Well, since the speedometer was broken, we thought that the gas gauge was broken as well. It wouldn't be unusual. It's an old van. So, we thought nothing of it. Made it all the way to Westchester. No problem. Ride went smooth. We did our whole recording session. Everything went great. We were so happy. Then came time to leave. And we only parked about a block away from this recording studio. Q-Tip's like, I remember where we parked. I will go get the van. He heads out into the parking garage to go get his van. Like I said, block away. We were waiting there for an hour and a half, waiting for this man to arrive with our van. He comes back. He looks defeated and disheveled. And we're like, dude, what the hell happened? And, well, his explanation is he forgot where we parked. He walked through Westchester University, ended up at a frat party. Then, searching for the garage, ended up in a different parking garage. Could not find a bathroom. Pissed down the drain in the garage. People around. He did not care. The man is an animal. He then remembered where it was and then walked and found it. So that's that whole situation. That was already a mess. So we get in the van, get on the highway in lovely Pennsylvania. So we start heading home to our destination. We had a great day of recording. We notice then that the gas gauge is still on E. Car starts acting funny on the highway. You don't want that. But we knew we filled it. We knew we went to the gas station. So we're like, oh, well, what the hell can it be? We looked around. The car then just stopped. It just stopped. We're like, oh shit, it broke down. We gotta fix this. None of us are mechanically inclined at all. Put things in perspective with this. When I was in high school, I went to a high school that was in a very redneck area. I remember all of them would ask me, hey Shane, did your car turnover this morning," and had no idea what they were talking about. And I said, "Well, no, but I can make it turn over." Little did I know that meant start. I have no idea. Anyway, we're looking around the car. We're looking underneath the van to see if there's any leaks. We don't notice anything. We check the engine. We don't know what we're looking for, but we're looking for something out of the ordinary. Didn't see a single thing. Couldn't figure out how to start this thing. Now it is nighttime. It is cold. You know, we don't have food. We're in the middle of a highway, in the middle of nowhere, and, you know, things are not looking really good. So, we do have AAA, and we call, and they will be on their way, but it took them an hour to get to where we were at, and we were very cold and hungry at this point. He gets there, he gets out, looks at it, couldn't find anything wrong, but he had gas in his tow truck, so he puts gas in our van. What do you know? The van started. And we look at each other, and we're like, well, we have to have a gas leak. That's crazy. And he told us he would follow us to the nearest gas station, so it was a couple miles down the road. Got off the exit, stopped at the gas station. So we get out, we start filling our van up, and then Q-Tip had the brilliant idea of checking his phone for his bank statement for the morning. What do you know? It just has T on it. Yeah. So, what happens when you get three musicians together that have no idea what they're doing in the real world? This is what happens. This. So, what ended up happening was when we were filling up the van, when Fezwick was looking at the gauge, that was from the person before. We actually never filled up the van with gas. We did nothing. He just, he put the gas pump in, and that was it. He left it and bought tea. And Fezwick, being the astute observer that he is, he did not notice that. So, yeah, that is the story of the time we ran out of gas and were stranded on the highway and we were cold. Musicians are idiots. Alright, well that does it for this video. I know this is my first video and it was pretty shitty. I'm going to try to improve on things and maybe being more articulate. But I would love to hear from you guys and any band stories that you guys might have had. I know there's probably a bunch out there, especially with promoters and stuff. I'll have a bunch more stories too. Put them in the comments. I'd love to hear what you have to say. This was Stories from the Van. This is Iron Age Sage. Thank you guys. I'm going to try to improve on my content from here on out. I'm just trying to give this a shot. Feedback is welcomed as well. Well, anyway, peace out from the land of the Amish.